How to make money in real estate. Important topic, isn't it? Well, hi, I'm Phil Pustiowski with FreedomMentor.com. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how to make money in real estate. Now, I have been in this business a long time. I've done over 1,000 real estate transactions in just the past decade alone. I've coached and trained thousands of real estate investors across the United States and Canada. And although I haven't seen it all, I've pretty much seen every way or every major way in which people make money in this business. I mean, I have friends in commercial development. I have friends that own agencies and own mortgage brokerages. I've seen a lot of the ways in which people have made money, and I've made a lot of money in real estate. So I feel like I'm qualified to share with you how to make money. And that starts with something very, very simple. There's only two different ways you're going to make money in real estate. You're going to make it short-term or long-term, okay? So that's the first big separation. We have short-term and we have long-term. Okay, let's talk about each. Short-term. Three main ways you do that. Number one is commissions and fees. You've probably seen that before. Real estate agents, mortgage brokers, real estate attorneys, inspectors, appraisers, and the list goes on and on and on and on. They provide services, and so they get a fee for that. Sometimes it's commission, sometimes it's a flat fee. In most cases, in order to make that kind of money, you have to be a licensed individual in the state in which you're doing that practice, okay? So that's the first way in which you can make short-term money. Now, the majority of people barely get by, you earn a living from it. But there are some people that make a whole lot of money. Some real estate agents make over $1 million a year. True story. So there is a lot of money being made just in the short term from commissions and fees. All right, the second way in which you can make money in the short term is by buying and reselling, or what some people call flipping or wholesaling. It's the idea that you're going to get a property under contract for a cheap price, or you might buy it, and then you're immediately reselling it. But the key here is that you're not doing anything to the property. I mean, you're leaving it in its as-is condition. And that's quick money. And in many ways, you don't have to use or have a real estate license to do that kind of strategy. And it's very popular among real estate investors, especially those first getting started, because it doesn't require any cash and it doesn't require any credit. You literally find a great deal, find a buyer, and you're the middleman. You make the middleman money. And it's usually not that much. I mean, $5,000, maybe $10,000, sometimes a little bit more. We had a student close a deal today, made $6,000 as the middleman, real quick money. Found the deal about 3 weeks ago, found a cash buyer, and it happened that fast. So there's some benefits to it, but you don't make the lion's share of the profit. And then so that brings us to the third way in which you can make short-term money, and that's going to be when you buy the property, you improve it, and then you resell it. And that's not only maybe a foreclosure that's dilapidated that you might buy, fix up, and resell, but that also includes if you're a developer and you buy raw land and then you convert it into buildable lots, so you get the bulldozers out there and you put in the utilities, you change the zoning. That's an example of improving the property. Sometimes you have builders that will buy lots from the developers, so the individual lots, and they'll erect a house on that property. So that's another example of improving the property and then reselling it. And so that is going to involve more risk, more knowledge, but the payoff can be a lot better as well. And the bigger the deal you do, the more money you make. I mean, some developers, their properties, their projects last 5-10 years, and they build up these gigantic condo complexes and that sort of thing. So the projects, the size can, of course, determine the profit. But by and large, the more risk you take with short-term deals, the more potential reward you can get. And that really pretty much summarizes a huge, vast ocean of how people make money in real estate. They do it short-term. And I've been often quoted as saying, a quick nickel will beat a slow dime. I'm originally from Tennessee. So what that means is sometimes it's a lot better to make fast money than to wait for the longer term, bigger profits. So that's how you make short-term money. So let's talk about long-term, okay? And there's only really two ways you do that. Number one is the traditional buy and hold. And if you played Monopoly, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you own the property, you have tenants and they pay rent, and that's consistent income to you. It's fantastic money as well because it's so tax advantaged, meaning the IRS typically will charge a lot more as it relates to income taxes from ordinary short-term kind of income versus this beautiful long-term income. It usually gets taxed a lot less, and so it's very tax advantaged. So that means you get to keep the more money you make, and that's a beautiful thing. So long-term can be this buy and hold strategy, and a lot of people both hold and grow their wealth this way. And so that means you're going to be buying real estate. You might require a down payment. It may require you qualifying for a loan, but this can be single family homes, duplexes, triplexes, quads, apartments, and everything in between. And the idea is that the person that is renting the property from you is going to pay you rent each month. Hopefully there's a cash flow above and beyond paying the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, the maintenance, that sort of thing. And that cash flow is steady income for you. But also, that tenant could be paying off your mortgage little by paying you each month. And hopefully you get the appreciation. So the long-term wealth is wonderful, not only because it's tax advantaged, but because there's so many different ways in which you're actually making the money. And you keep making the money. So that deal just keeps feeding you over and over again, hopefully for a lifetime. So those are the main ways in which to generate income from the long-term perspective. But I also want to make one little distinction. You can do a creative version of the traditional buy and hold that may not require a down payment. It may not require you to borrow money or get a loan. And it involves using a lease purchase or a subject to, or even doing owner financing. And by the way, if some of these phrases you've never heard before, that's okay. You may want to pick up my book, How to Be a Real Estate Investor. You can get it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and that sort of thing. And go ahead and take a look at that book if you have any confusion, because that's 200 pages that completely breaks down how you make money in real estate and how you become a successful investor. So with creative strategies, you can actually acquire or control real estate without having to actually go the traditional route of down payment and getting a mortgage. It's really exciting. We do it all the time. It allows us to build up a portfolio of real estate without the normal risks and hassles. And then when you are selling or renting the property out, you can do that creatively as well. As opposed to the standard tenant, you could do a rent to own, which we really like doing. Oh, you can only do them on single family homes, but when it's a single family home, you can actually get some more money up front than the typical security deposit, which is nice. So maybe you get $4,000 to $5,000 as opposed to $1,000 to $2,000 up front. And then also they may buy the property in the future, but they may buy it a year or two down the road. And that is considered long-term from an IRS standpoint, and that means less taxes you have to pay when you resell that property. So that is a creative way to do it, but you also can sell on terms. So by doing that, not only are you making the money from the fact that you sold the property for a good profit, but also you're collecting interest. All right, well, I hope that helps break down in simple terms how to make money in real estate. And you basically want to do it in two ways, right? Short-term and long-term. Now, which is better? Both. You're right. You do both. That's right. That's what we do. We like to make money now and make money later. Build a long-term portfolio for long-term financial security, but also have plenty of the money in the bank right now to go do as much fun stuff as you can, because you only live once. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Phil Pustiowski. I'm at freedommentor.com if you want to check out more videos, audios, more trainings. I do a whole lot of this stuff, and I'm absolutely passionate about teaching other people about how to succeed in real estate, because it changed my life, and I know it can change yours. All right, well, thanks so much for your time, and have a great day.